Claudia here with this week's PLC Squishies and Cyber Hugs. I'm going to help you today to become the Queen of Adaptation, or the Queen of Going with the Flow. We have certain times in our lives, certain times of the year that get really busy, or sometimes life throws us a bit of a curveball. Often it is an expected curveball. For example, maybe you know back to school time is really, really busy for you and your family because you're getting everybody organized, including yourself. Maybe there's a certain time of year where at work you're really, really busy. Or let's say the kids start back into hockey or during spring and summer soccer. So there are expected changes in life, and then there are the unexpected ones, like maybe all of a sudden your partner is working some different hours, or you unexpectedly have company coming, family coming to stay for a while, or a kid gets sick, or somebody else needs your help, something. It doesn't matter in this case whether it's expected or unexpected. These are still changes externally in our lives. We may not feel like we have control over those external changes, but we always have control over how we're going to act and react within the experience of those changes. And this is something that's going on in my life just this week, and I thought it was going to be very helpful for all of you as well. Something very small. My mom is going away for a few days, and so I'm helping out with my nephews a little extra, which I love, totally love doing. And I've got some other things going on within this week and a half that just make my schedule a little bit tighter, a little bit busier. And I have two ways that I can move through my time within this space. I can, number one, do as I've done many a time before in the past, and that's be all, oh gosh, I'm just like so overwhelmed and woe is me, and oh, I can't fit this in and do this, and I'm just so exhausted and blah 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 blah, right? That yada yada yada. None of that is empowering, none of that feels good, and talking from the last video about our core values, none of that for me is in alignment with my core values. So great thing, if you didn't watch the video from last week, I would suggest you do that as well and write down your list of your core values, because that's going to help you with this video as well. So instead, I decided this time around to think about my core values and things of who I want to be and how I want to live in the space that I want to come from within everything. And I want to make sure that those are present even in this jumbled up week and a half or whatever, okay? One of them is authenticity. The other one was joy. And positive perspectives. Well, joy, I would much rather be happier than perfect, than my week and my schedule be perfectly laid out the way that I've always been doing it. This week, I am taking a little more caffeinated beverages than usual to help keep me afloat and joyous. You know what? No big deal. I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm trying to drink extra water, and I'm incorporating other things. And I know it's a short-term thing. The other thing, I know that for me, something that's become a big part of my life has been yoga. So I make sure that in the span of everything that's happening, that is one of the things that stays. That's one of the things that I'm going to keep for me as I move forward throughout this crazy week. One of the things that I may be letting go of a little bit, because you know what, it's not a big deal, I'll get right back to it when everything settles down, is making some extra effort in my business. So doing a couple of these little side projects that I'd had there wanting to work on. No big deal. It's not a do or die situation. There's no time frame on it. So for some of you, the examples of this might be, you know what, the clean house, the laundry. If your kids are fed, everybody's happy, everybody is healthy. Who cares if your dishes have piled up? Who cares if you have to sniff the clothes before you put them on? If you have been able to, within this change, create an adaptation within yourself to still find a space of joy, a space of calm and present and going with the flow, and part of that is just letting go of the cleaning for the week or so, so be it. Make the adaptations of where you're at and how you want your week to look with what's going on externally. If you choose to play the victim and say, oh, well, this is going on, and like I said, the woe is me, and, life is just so busy right now, and I don't have time for me and doing anything, that's an old song that we've all done. And it doesn't make you feel good at all. It doesn't empower you. Okay, little intermission here. It's gonna look weird from what just happened to now because the batteries ran out in my video recorder. So I had the choice of either freaking out and starting all over again, or being a queen of adaptation and going with the flow and connecting to my core values of joy and authenticity. So here I am being authentic and joyful and kind of giggling at the fact. So here I am continuing my sharings with you on, of course, what we were talking about. So the people around you also are going to pick up on all that as well. So it's definitely a lose-lose situation when you be the victim of what's going on around you. And again, when you go within and you look at what's going on, even if you can just take a few minutes aside in the busy schedule, either just before it starts, or if it's one of those unexpected short-term things and it's just boom, it's right there, just go into, kind of not a survival mode, but into, just that intelligent, okay team, we've got to change our strategy for this little period of time. So what are we going to do? Being, you, yourself, and you. So go within, be calm, cool, and collected. Just make an adaptation. Decide what core values are going to be most important for you in that time frame. What are the action things or the things that you had scheduled that are really important for you to keep? And then the other things, don't worry about them. Don't stress about them. Leave them be, okay? You can always come back to that stuff when life has rebalanced itself out a little bit. Now, I will say that when there is, say, an unexpected bump in the road in life and it's a long term, one of the best examples I have of that is somebody that you love and that is very close to you comes down with an illness or even a terminal illness. A lot of times that's different because you don't have a time frame and you're in a very different space. And I will save that for either another video blog or a regular blog, because as many of you know, I come from a very personal experience with that. And I'm here to tell you that even in a situation like that, when you make the choice to be present and come from within and a space of joy and love and connection, you can find a way to even then become the queen of adaptation and going with the flow. My playful task for you for this week is to, let's say you're in one of those weeks, I want you to put these tools to practice. I want you to come from that space of allowing yourself to not get too caught up in it, decide how you want to move forward in that week, and choose the things that you're going to keep and the things that you're going to let go and be okay with it. For those of you who you're not in that space right now, but you know that in life it happens, I'd like you to think about this. Play it out in your head, maybe a time when it has happened and how you might do it differently. Prepare yourself for when it does come into your life, some of those little bumps in the road and those unexpected changes. I look forward to sharing with you again next week. Until then, I wish you a very, very full and fabulous day, week, and lifetime of laughter, love, life, and being the queen of going with the flow. Catch you guys next week. Bye.